So we were going to visit my brother-in-law, and we had put the address in the GPS, and just a few miles before we got to the destination, the GPS sent us through this dirt road. And as soon as we got to the dirt road, I told my wife, wait a minute, there's gotta be a mistake over here. There's no way that this dirt road is taking us to your brother's house, because we have been there a few times before, and that we never went through a dirt road. So somehow the GPS did that. That was crazy. Anyway, so I told my wife, get the other phone and use the other map and then see what happens. She put the address in the other map, and yeah, she was like, looks like we are in the right place. I mean, this road is gonna take us to where my brother lives. And I was like, okay. So we continue on the dirt road, and 1 hour before then, we were in the south side of Dallas, and it was raining very heavily to a point that we could barely see where we were driving. And so we were so scared because we couldn't really see what was happening in front of us. But so the storm lasted for probably 30 minutes. We made it through, and then an hour later we were on the north side of Dallas. So we found ourselves in this dirt road, and we continued driving. So because of the rain that happened an hour earlier, we got to a point where the road was flooded. There was some water on the road, but it was not that bad. So we just went over and continued driving. And we started seeing some signs. If the road is flooded, turn around, don't drown. So we started getting a little bit worried about where we were. And but we continued driving. A little bit later, then we found ourselves in an area where there was water for at least half of a football field, and we saw all the water on the road, and it was far away, and we could not see how deep the water was because it was muddy water. So we looked at all the water, and then we were like, yeah, there's no way we are driving through that, because we don't know how deep the water is. Plus, we already saw a few signs that said, if you see water, turn around, don't drown. So we're not gonna take chances. So we turned around and we started driving back. And as we were driving, then we saw a car coming towards the direction where the water was. And it was an SUV, but it was a SUV lower to the ground than the one that we were driving. And I was like, okay, they are about to do the same thing we just did, because there's no way that that SUV is going to make it through all that water. But then I got curious. So I stopped, and then I started watching the SUV. And then I started thinking, unless it's, the person driving there is one of the locals and they know this road and they know how bad it is. And so I just kept watching. And then I saw that the guy didn't even stop to see like the water and analyze the situation. He just kept driving. And I saw him getting into the area where all the water was. And then he went halfway, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. What if it is really deep in the area? And then he just continued going, and then he made it to the other side. Then I thought to myself, okay, so that's gotta be one of the locals, and that person knew that it was not that bad. So then we turned around and we went through the water. And yeah, as I saw with the other vehicle, it was not that bad, but I was really nervous because we just couldn't see the road. We could just see water, and that we were afraid that there could be some areas where the water was deep. So then we passed the flooded area, and then we got to the other side, and then we stopped to see what we have done, and then we saw like all the water that was going over the road was getting to the other side in this beautiful field with a bunch of trees, and there were a bunch of birds there and some cows, and it was beautiful. And I guess because we have been worried about the water, we have forgotten about everything else, So as soon as we made it to the other side, we were focused on that area, and then we were able to notice a bunch of things that otherwise we would have noticed. And we found ourselves in the middle of this area that was beautiful with trees everywhere. The water was going in this little creek, in between the trees, and it was beautiful. And so what am I trying to say with this story? I'm not saying go over some flooded road. Please don't do that. Just turn around and don't drown, just like what the sign said. What I'm trying to say with this story is that sometimes we go through situations in life in which we don't know what to do. We see the problem and we don't understand how big the problem is because we have never have encountered that situation before. And sometimes all we need is to watch somebody who has already done it before, somebody who already knows the road towards the place where we want to be, which is to the other side, to overcome the problem that we're going through. And then when we watch them going through those situations, we can see that it's not that bad. They make it seem really easy. They have done it before. And then we are scared of doing what we want to do, but then when we see others that have done it, and then we learn from them, then we can do it. And even if we are super scared in the process, in the middle of the process, but we are doing it with a little bit more confidence because we have seen others that have done it successfully. So life sometimes is like that. We have those situations and we think it's the end of the world, that there's no way out because we don't know what's going to happen. We know the risk. We know that we can find ourselves in deep waters and drown. And because of that, we just don't want to take the leap and try to make it to the other side. But watching others that have done it, that's probably the best way to learn and then to try to go and do just like how they did it. And chances are that just like how they went through all those situations and made it to the other side, we will be able to do the same thing too. I know that you are going through some things in life, and I feel like everybody is. All of us are going through things. I feel like for most of our journey, it's a situation of encountering problems and solving problems, and it's a non-stop thing. I think that's what the journey of life is. Encounter problems and fix them. So I know that you are going through something, but let me tell you something. Whatever it is that you're going through is probably not that big of a deal. Maybe you have never been in that situation, and that's why you feel scared. Maybe that's why you feel like you may not be able to make it to the other side. But just please ask around or try to find information about the people that have done what you are trying to do, and just think that if they have done it, you can do it too, and there is a way. So don't be afraid. I know that you have a lot of courage. I know that you want to better your life and that you're trying everything that you can. And let me tell you something, you will make it. You will make it to the other side, and you will be able to stand on the other side and look back and see all those waters, the ones that you thought that they were extremely deep, but they were not that bad. And you were able to make it to the other side. So just keep on working on what you're doing, and I wish you the best luck.